Hello and welcome to this brief 3 to 5 minute webinar. I just want to tell you guys that I appreciate the opportunity to share with you this incredible technology that I've recently discovered that helps me expand my business, generate leads, and really get my message out to the general public, regardless of what type of business you have, whether you're promoting pest control, whether you're a used car lot, whether you're selling deregulated electricity, whether you're selling alarm systems, whatever it is that you're promoting to individual homeowners, or whether it's promoting your business, or maybe a restaurant that you own, this technology is just such an incredible edge to have over competition that it would just blow you away. First off, most of your competitors, and I would almost bet 99.9% of them, have never even seen this technology. So the fact that you're able to see it and be able to use it automatically gives you a competitive edge over competition in your local market. So let me get into it real quick. The technology is called RVM, or recorded voicemail drops, and what it does is it delivers a recorded voicemail message directly to the voicemail box on the cell phone without ever ringing the cell phone or without ever sending a text message. And you may say, well, why is that so important? Well, in the United States, there's a lot of laws in place that prohibits companies from marketing to cell phone to cell phone owners, and things like text messaging you can no longer do. If you're blasting out text messages, you can no longer do press 1 campaigns. That's where the phone auto dials and says press 1 if you're interested. You can't do that in the United States anymore. You can't do just recorded messages being broadcasted out where the phone dials and rings and then somebody answers it and they hear a recorded message. All of that stuff is a no-no nowadays because laws have been put in place. And the reason the laws are in place is because it can cost the consumer an actual hard fee. For instance, when a text message is sent, a lot of cell phone providers will charge for text messaging as a service, and that means that you're basically helping that person incur additional expenses on their phone bill. The same thing with when you ring their cell phone, you can interrupt the person, and that's an interruption on the cell phone, and that can actually take them away from work that they're currently engaged in, and that can be considered a hard cost as well. And so this new technology is FCC compliant, which is incredible for what it does, because it uses what is called enhanced information services. And what an enhanced information service is it digitally will take that message and deliver it to the voicemail box without interrupting them, without incurring any expense to them, without sending them a text message, without sending them a voice broadcast, without sending them a press 1 campaign. So imagine today, guys, thousands of people looking down on their cell phone and seeing your voice message and listening to it. And that voice message can direct them back to your website. And they can do it at their own leisure and time. It does not interrupt them. So whether they're just walking down the street and they look down at their phone and they go, oh, wait, I've got a recorded message. Where did that come from? I didn't hear my phone ring. They click on it and they listen to it. And it's, of course, directing them back to your website to get more information. So this is why there's so much craze around this product right now, and why so many people are interested in it, is because it's been years since marketers have been able to tap into broadcasting out to cell phones, and when everything became illegal, it like killed that market. And everybody remembers how good it was back in the days when you could do that. So now this is like a new evolution, or the next generation of a legal way for you guys to broadcast your message, and that's what makes it so exciting and why so many people are jumping on board with this, and the word is spreading like wildfire. And a lot of industries, because this stuff is like just a couple of months old, a lot of industries don't even know about it. They've heard about it, but they don't know how to get it set up, and that's what I'm going to show you today. So this is your back office when you set up your account. It's real simple to use, guys. All you do is go over here and click on audio, and this is where you upload your audio file that you're going to broadcast out. And it shows up here in this little bucket area, and you can reuse those audio files anytime you want. So if I was to send out maybe a campaign for somebody to save energy on their home, maybe a deregulated energy plan or something like that, I might record one and call it my deregulated energy plan. If I'm doing alarm systems, I might say this is my alarm system campaign. If I'm doing pest control, my pest control. If I'm doing a customer appreciation sale at my business and I want to send it out to all my customers, I can call this one my customer message. And then I can resend those out anytime I want. So the first thing I do is upload it, record it, save it in the bucket, right? Next thing I do is I set up the caller ID. This can be a number that appears on the voice message. So if they call that number back, they can hear a recording. I use Google Voice for this, and I just have it go to voicemail. So if somebody does call that number, they'll hear a voicemail message, and it redirects them back to my website. Real simple to add. You just hit new caller ID. The phone list is where you can go actually upload your phone list, and this is where most people struggle because they don't know where to get numbers, or they may have so many customer numbers, but how do you go beyond that and collect numbers in your local community and so forth? So here's where we come in. When you set up the software, we actually provide you 4 different utilities or software applications that will gather phone numbers for you based upon things like search terms, keywords, business types, etc. And so when you use these softwares, it actually goes out and gathers the phone numbers for you and puts them back into a list. And then what it does is it'll segment that list based upon area code, zip code, things like that. And then what you can do is it'll split up the list and separate the landlines from the cell phone numbers, and then it will give you your total numbers that you can send to. Like in this example, 4,000. I uploaded 8,141, but it says I can actually only send to 4,193. And out of those 4,193, only if you come over here, you have 160 that were invalid. So this is it shows you all the reporting across here. And then the service only charges you for successfully dropped messages. So that's what's pretty cool about it. And I'll get into pricing in just a minute, but that's how simple it is. You upload your list and it's ready to go. The next thing on the left here is schedules. You simply just set the schedule for when your offices are open and when you want this message to go out. So you could say it goes out on Monday, we're open 8 to 9 p.m. That way the servers never send a message outside of that time. I don't want to overcomplicate this. That's how easy it is. Just set up your normal working hours in here and you'll be fine. The next thing you do, go ahead and cancel this. And I'm going to come over here is what's called Ringless VM. Once you've completed this, and I say once you've uploaded your audio file, once you've set your caller ID, once you've uploaded your phone list, once you've set your schedule, you're ready to launch your campaign. And everything below this you don't have to worry about, where it says campaigns, DNC, result, and so forth. You don't have to do that. But when you go to Ringless VM, you hit New Ringless Voicemail Campaign, and this is where we actually launch. And we select which day we want to launch on right here. And then we can go ahead and put the Ringless voicemail name in here. So I'm going to call this one my home security system, right? System campaign. I'm going to send this one out for everybody that's interested in home security. I leave it paused. I select my recorded message here. It opens up a list of all my messages. I double click on it and it loads it in here. This is a little bit tricky. It's a little icon here of a little note, and that's the browse button actually. So you hit next. Once you've uploaded your list, you select the caller ID that you want to do. You hit next again. You select which schedule you want to use, and then you select which list you want to send to. And here I'm going to send to my scraped list using the software that that I give you when you sign up, that helps you gather the numbers. So I'm going to go ahead and hit save. Now once I do that, it's all loaded up in the hopper ready to send out. You'll notice it says paused. When I double click this, and the second I click this to active right here, and I'm not going to do it in this example because it'll send it out. The second I click active and I click the save button up here, your ports open up. And think of those like doorways to the internet. They open up and then they start initializing the messages going out, and then it starts delivering them, and then it shows you how many were successful at the end. And then you can go over here to stats and reporting, and you can get all of your statistics on your campaigns, and you can see how many people actually opened them, how many were delivered, all that fun stuff you can get in here in this statistics area. Now I want to talk real quick, guys, about price. Okay, it's if you let me go back up here to configure. If you look in the upper right-hand corner, it says $11.98. So the cost to set up this system runs about $300 to get your application set up. There's no monthly fees. So unlike other services out there that try to hit you with $100, $150 a month for service, this is completely, once you purchase the software, you have it. There's no additional fees outside of the actual voicemail drops. And the voicemail drops, just to give you an idea of how inexpensive they are, I can send a message out to about 500 people for only $20. That's how inexpensive it is. So if you think about how many of those 500 people would listen to your message, and if that message is compelling enough to get them off their butts and get them to the computer to type in your web address, and that all comes with messaging, and you can improve that over time as you test and make your messaging better. But as you do that, you're going to see a percentage of those 500 people go to your website and inquire about your services. And the more minutes you buy, the lower the cost gets. For instance, if you bought $200 in delivered messages, then you're going to be able to send to about 7,000 people. So think about that. Depending on how much your product sells for, how much money you earn off of the commissions of it, you can get an idea of about where you want to enter in and how big of a blast you want to do. But it is just incredible technology, guys. If you're looking for something that just gives you an edge, I would suggest that you get with the person that shared this video with you and tell them, I want to sign up and I want to do it now because I want to blast out my campaign and start building my business. The new year's coming around the corner. What a great way to get ready and kind of start thinking about how you're going to carve out your marketing as you go into the new year. A lot of you guys that are selling products, you know as well as I do that November and December are some of the best buying months of the year to be able to promote and get people to buy. People are in different moods during this time. I mean, they don't mind putting something on the credit card because of Christmas and so forth. I mean, they're in the spending habit. So if you can get set up sooner than later, you can really see some great success with this. I'm going to leave that with you, and hopefully this all made sense to you. And if you have any questions, just get with the person that shared this with you, and they'll answer them for you. And jump on board and start using it. A fantastic technology. Talk with you later. Thanks.